What's up? Welcome back to the review. Dr. Gene here with
Dr. Ryan.
And you're kind of far away. There's like a gap here. We should probably
smell.
No, I don't think that's it.
Oh.
I actually smell really nice today. I think we should fill this gap with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't want you closer to me, but I think we should get. You ready?
Yeah.
Watch. Hey!
Gentlemen.
Hey!
Good morning.
And we have Dr. Michael Silverman here. So we figured we should bring in another medical professional and get another perspective on this whole health thing, which is kind of important.
Absolutely. You mean there's other doctors that work on people's health?
Yes, there are, sir.
Can you imagine that? It's not just us going on soapboxes all the time. Unbelievable. So please share your story. I think it's an unbelievable story, and I think it'll inspire others as well.
Oh, sure. No, absolutely. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here today. It's great to be with you guys. What you guys do is very inspirational. I was one of those kids who was totally non-athletic, really did nothing all through high school, college, even medical school, maybe went to the gym very sporadically, but did nothing, was really quite overweight. Most people find it hard to believe that I was at least 30 pounds heavier than I am right now. Yeah. Anyway, it's long gone. Somewhere around late 30s or so, I started to take spin classes in the gym, and they were a lot of fun. They were inspirational. The group training really rose my spirits and got me into it. Except I just got tired at that time of being in a hot, sweaty room, being told what to do by somebody all the time, and had a couple of friends who were into road biking, and got into road biking. So I did that for about 4 or 5 years, doing centuries, which are 100-mile bike rides.
How many miles?
100 miles.
2 zeros after one.
Yeah. It did multi-day events where over 3 or 4 days I would cycle probably 250 miles over 4 or 5 days. I've been to France twice. Have cycled a couple of the big climbs of the Tour de France, have a new respect certainly for those athletes. Along the way with the road biking though, one of my neighbors who was a cigar smoking couch potato, for his anonymity, we'll leave his name out, and decided,
knows who he is.
He knows who he is.
You know who you are.
Decided to get into triathlon, and I said to my wife, well, hey, if he can do it, why can't I? So the next thing I knew, I was joining a triathlon training group. There's a local triathlon coach who's just exceptional. Learned how to swim. I mean, felt comfortable in the water, but never knew really how to swim. Taught me how to swim, taught me the ins and outs of triathlon, because it's more than just swim, bike, run. And started my first race at the age of 40. And that was a local race called the Columbia Triathlon, which is no longer in existence. Did all sorts of Olympic distance and sprint distance races over the years. And one day I'm out biking with one of my close friends and said, well, do you want to do an Ironman? And I sort of looked at him. I said, are you freaking out of your nuts? Out of your mind?
Gateway drug.
Yeah.
Let's clarify what's an Ironman for those of you that might not know.
I'm sorry. So an Ironman is a very long race. Its total distance is 140.6 miles. It is a 2.4 mile swim. It can be in a lake, it can be in an ocean, it can be in a river, sometimes with or without a wetsuit. After that, you hop on your bike and do just an easy 112-mile bike race.
No big deal.
And you get off the bike, you change your shoes, and you go out for a marathon run of 26.2 miles. And yes, we do finish those in a day, much less than a day. So I did Ironman Florida back in 2011. Since that time, I've had the privilege to do a total of 3 full-distance Ironman races, Florida, Lake Placid, and even had the privilege of participating with the world's best on the best stage in Hawaii at Kona. And along the way, I've done about 9 half Ironman races as well. So that's exactly what it sounds like. It's half the distance. So it's a 1.2 mile swim, sort of an easy 56-mile bike, and then a half marathon of 13.1 miles. So that's how I keep busy. In the midst of all that, I work out with a personal trainer, doing what these guys do, but just by myself. I know they're trying to get me into this. We'll see. But work out with a personal trainer every Friday who beats me up with all this stuff. I'm a huge believer in strength training, high intensity interval training. Big contribution to your personal fitness, maintaining your weight, overall mental well-being as well.
So wait, you're a cardio athlete that we'd call it, but you strength train too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a very weird combination.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. But I think the strength training has been one of the things that's really kept me injury-free. So, and no, they didn't pay me to say that. But no.
He's not paid to say that.
I had a barrage of injuries. I had horrible plantar fasciitis, where actually I think my plantar fascia actually ruptured one day when I was running, Achilles tendonitis, all sorts of other aches and pains. And since I've been doing strength training, my injuries have been almost non-existent. And so that's a big part of what I do. And I do it twice a week, typically one day on my own, typically one day working with somebody. And then the other part of all this, of course, is nutrition. You can't ignore that. You absolutely have to eat right. You got to basically eliminate all processed foods from your diet is sort of Silverman's theory. That's the way to start. My other thing that I tell my patients
Silverman's
is my other thing that I tell my patients is to eliminate the whites from your diet. So that's white bread, white rice, white potatoes, white pasta. Goes out of your diet. Don't even think about any soda, period, unless it's plain seltzer water. Don't think about any sugared sodas at all. Take it out of your diet. And the only reason you're ever going to a fast food restaurant is to use the bathroom or get a cup of coffee. That's it. So that's Silverman's nutrition theory in a nutshell. There's a lot more to it, but that's mine in a nutshell.
So I think there's a few important pieces there.
A
few. There's a few. Let's start there. One is that you go from a place of being overweight.
And out of shape.
And you really start to kick this up when you're 40.
Exactly.
This is not something that you started, that you've been an athlete all your life. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you mentioned this, you're a cardiologist.
Yeah.
You're in the medical profession.
Yes. Absolutely,
right? So
yes. That's my day job.
You knew better for a long while.
Absolutely,
and it's incredibly hard, even from the top of the profession that sees this all the time, right? Just to see what can happen. It's still incredibly hard to motivate yourself. So whatever you're doing, don't feel bad if it's hard to motivate yourself. I think that's a very important piece. But you should also see that turning 40 or however old you are doesn't mean you can't do something. To complete 3 Ironmans, that's insane. That's unbelievable. So age should not limit you from doing something. I think that's an incredible point to make of something that you've done.
Sure. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with you. Absolutely. And I try and motivate my patients. I mean, I say, listen, I don't expect any of you to do an Ironman. I don't even expect any of you to do as short as a triathlon. I just want you to start and do something, and you'll be amazed that once that ball gets rolling, you'll get hooked on the endorphins. You'll see the personal benefits, and that ball will just roll faster down the hill.
Yeah. Sometimes the hardest thing, it's the step before the action. Just contemplating it is unbelievably hard. So if you're willing to take that first step, go for a walk. Start walking regularly. The smallest things can snowball.
Most definitely, and that's what I tell my patients. You don't need an expensive gym membership. All you need is a pair of decent walking shoes and go out for a walk, and that's where I tell them to start. Absolutely.
Which is kind of what we tell people too a lot of times, right?
Yeah, more often than not.
Which is
move.
Surprising for a lot of people. Like patients come in here with back pain, or we're having an interview for somebody that's interested in joining, and we tell them, we'd love to have you, or your back is killing you. Maybe you should just go for a walk. Let's start there, which takes people by surprise a lot of times.
Yeah, let me interrupt you. So there's a new disease in the medical profession called sitting disease. I mean, it really is now being, investigated and studied, and clearly people's bodies are just deteriorating because they just sit all day. They don't even get up every 30 minutes or whatever to take a walk around their office or do a couple laps up and down the stairs in their building or something simple like that. But sitting disease leading to obesity, leading to diabetes, absolutely a huge issue now.
Yeah, it's a gateway, right? It's a gateway that is incredibly easy to treat.
So my first most prominent question I want to get, how has your interaction with patients changed? So pre-40 you, before you got into this, to now? Have you seen it, has it changed? Is it a difference?
Yeah. I mean, I certainly emphasize lifestyle and well-being far and away ahead of everything else that I do. So, I mean, yeah, I can throw all sorts of medications at you. I can get stents thrown in you. I can get a pacemaker put in you. I can have bypass surgery done. But in the end, your lifestyle is first and foremost. So absolutely, because I've changed my lifestyle, and it's become a huge emphasis on conversations with every single one of my patients.
Does that make it easier for you to have that conversation than before?
Oh, yeah. Because they know that I'm doing what I talk the talk and walk the walk. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, they see the posters in the hallway, in my office, and I got cycling posters in both of my exam rooms. Yeah, they say it. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No, I try to set that example, most definitely. I had a partner a long time ago who retired who was really an obese kind of guy, and I sort of said, "Oh, how is he going into an exam room with a patient and telling them to do certain things when he's not talking the talk at all?"
Dr. Silverman, and you have this package of baseline data, and you take that and you bring it to us, and then we track it from there. So we can have baseline information and track from, and it just becomes this awesome objective package to track from 20, 30, 40, whenever you start.
Yeah, so if you were to come see me and I was doing a regular stress test on you, it would be very helpful for these guys to know, hey, did you last 3 minutes on the treadmill, 6 minutes on the treadmill, 9 minutes on the treadmill, or 20 minutes on the treadmill. Most people 20 minutes on the treadmill are not in bad shape. But so it gives them some benefit to see what level of physical fitness you have when you're starting.
Yeah, because it's about overall tracking data, right?
We should probably record ourselves how long we last on the treadmill doing that stress test one day.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. Walk the walk. We got to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll think about that.
We're gonna do it.
Awesome.
I'll tell you the protocol we use later.
Bruce protocol.
Yeah, exactly.
Where can people find you?
Medical Pavilion of Howard County. We're over on the hospital campus. We're up on the 4th floor of that building. I'm part of Cardiovascular Specialists of Central Maryland. I'm managing partner of that group. I'm chairman of medicine at the hospital. And I love sports cardiology. I love taking care of patients with these sorts of concerns. And I've also got 8 spectacular partners who all know their stuff and are great folks.
Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I thought that was unbelievable amount of information, but also I think it's a really cool story, man.
Thank you.
Showed that it's possible. It's possible.
Anything is possible. It really is.
Silverman Theory will be published and coming at you in fall 2020.
Yep. Book signing here at Beach.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's our review. Thanks for tuning in. If you're enjoying this, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, or wherever he just pointed, and we'll catch you again next week.